Morning. It is, what time is it? 4:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday, February the 22nd, 2019. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. It's a little, my color's all fucked up. I came down this morning to a whole system update, so everything's a little out of whack. But I have not done a Canelo versus Jacobs preview video. So consider Tuesday, February the 27th of 2019 to be the season premiere of TstreeT Controversy. We've had a very eventful couple of months. We've learned a lot of things. We've, as you can see, upgraded our platform. A lot of good things going on. Store opening, merch store. Going to post the links to that in the description box soon. But let's get to the nitty gritty. The press tour for Canelo versus Jacobs starts on, God damn it, I forgot the damn day. Hold on, let me pull it up. I think it's on Tuesday. Here, let me see. It's a 3-city press tour. Canelo and Daniel Jacobs to embark on 3-city international press tour. I predicted they was going to go to Mexico. New York, Mexico, and Los Angeles. Starting on, New York will be February the 27th. And then on Friday, New York will be Wednesday, February 27th. What did I say? Monday, Tuesday. I'm tripping. It's early. It's early. Okay. So Wednesday in New York, February 27th. Mexico City on Friday, March the 1st, and then on Monday, March the 4th, they're going to be in Los Angeles. Fight's going to be on the DAZN for $10. And will they have the free subscription still? Will people be able to sign up for free to get Canelo versus Jacobs for free? What? That's really starting to smack me in the face. It's $9.99. Last year, this would have been $84.99. I mean, come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. Y'all some cheap-ass bastards. It's not that y'all cheap. Y'all have the money. Y'all just want to be fucking weirdos and not support the sport. You know what I'm talking about. Don't buy the DAZN because of this and that and this and that. Because of blah, blah, blah. But in reality, you're hurting the boxers and you're hurting the fighters that you may like on the undercard. You're hurting the boxers. I mean, yeah, you're hurting the DAZNs, subscriptions and everything like that, but you're literally hurting the boxers. So y'all logic is all fucked up. But anyway, moving on to the fight. A lot of shit been going on in the 160-pound division. So let's try to run through it real quick. Let's run through the champions. Obviously, Canelo has the WBC, WBA. Danny Jacobs has that IBF that he won in that fight when it was vacant against Sergey Derevyanchenko. Remember, Golovkin had lost that belt because he chose to fight Vinis Martirosyan instead of Sergey Derevyanchenko. So one thing I really love about the IBF is they really don't care about rematch clauses in politics. They will strip you. You know, they rubbed Carl Froch the wrong way. They rubbed Tyson Fury the wrong way. But nonetheless, you got to respect them. Because if you are ranked by the IBF, you have to respect as a fighter that you will get your title shot. But however, when you're an IBF champion, to me, that belt right there is a big belt. Yeah, it's not the green belt like the WBC. The WBA is the oldest, but they're a fucking bunch of dickheads. And the WBO, well, cahoots with Bob Arum, Frank Warren, and frankly, Al Heyman doesn't like to have his fighters fight for that belt unless they necessarily really have to. In the case of Deontay Wilder, he would fight for it because of the to get it to be undisputed. But he likes to steer his fighters away from that ever since that shit happened when Peter Quillen dropped his belt and then further escalated when Austin Trout had disappeared from the rankings. When it should have been Austin Trout, Canelo, too. Whatever. Let's stay focused. And then Demetrius Andrade over on the DAZN with that WBO. So remember, all these belts are over on the DAZN. They have a monopoly with the 160-pound division. So when you have guys like Jamal Charlo, who's over there on Showtime, and if Golovkin does not go to Showtime, we got a whole video to talk about him and what he's doing, Golovkin. Golovkin still could go to Showtime because ESPN, according to Bob Arum, didn't like his attitude. But yeah, he does seem a little smug. And if he doesn't have an interpreter, he's gonna be saying like, yeah, ESPN, I make this much money last fight, and I expect me, how he probably saying some shit. Maybe shit got lost in translation. Maybe they probably like, who the fuck you think he talking to? Like, it's my style. This is my business. Box. It's my business, not yours. ESPN. I can imagine him in there trying to, but you know, I love that he's like taking it, like taking control of his career. And like, you know, he should. Boxers got to be smart. And the thing is, I'm wondering, like, you know, maybe Golovkin is smarter than I ever thought he was. You can never underestimate people, man. So far, the way he's playing this thing and the way, like, he's become the biggest news and that money, everybody's throwing money at him. You know, like, Golovkin's some big shit right now. And shout out to Tom Laughlin, HBO, and his team for transcending him from being just a regular boxer who can't, that he's not even American. It's crazy. You know, you got to give respect to that. But anyway, he's been cleaning the house. He had some issues with his managers. Something that I read on Boxing Scene. I don't remember the exact details. But, you know, let's stay on track with Canelo versus Jacobs. Listen, Jacobs has a chance because you know why? Let's just go skim through. Now, Canelo ain't no fucking joke. He gets better every fight. Not only can he move, we didn't see that before early in his career. Remember, I'm talking about move and box. He was more of a pressure fighter, but he was so young. He can move, he can box, he can be a pressure fighter. He got punch variety. I mean, the kid is the total package. You can't take that away from him. But, Rocky Fielding, we all knew how that was going to go. The Golovkin fight. Both of them. Two highly skilled and matched opponents. They brought the best out of each other. However, that first one, now that draw to me, you know, but the second one I gave to Canelo. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. And hey, you are entitled to yours. Hey, let's go look at the resumes. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So what I'm trying to show you is outside of Golovkin, and yeah, you can say Rocky Fielding, but who was the most skilled fighter that he's fought since Iris Lindy Lara? I'm talking about that was in his weight class. There was no catch weights, no nothing. Full 160. James Kirkland, we all knew he was, you know, going to knock the shit out of him. Miguel Cotto, that was a lot of people expected Miguel Cotto to put up a better fight, though. Amir Khan, well, we knew how that was going to go. And I'm talking about, we can say after Miguel Cotto, okay, because that was a very big fight. And, you know, it was a fight where a lot of people felt Canelo would win, but people were really, listen, it was a good fight for Canelo. It was a fight that could have went either way in regards to what people were predicting. Like, well, you know, Miguel Cotto got the boxing skills. If he moves and stay away from the body of Canelo and not get his face smashed up, then he can win. But, you know, Canelo just was huge that night. Liam Smith put on a very, very good spirited effort. Very, very good. Then Chavez Jr. sold his soul and then got his fucking shit stolen by some bandit thoughts. Then Golovkin, but when it comes to Danny Jacobs, man, see, people will never let him live down that Dimitri Pirog, you know, KO. Pirog was no fucking joke. He was on his way to fighting Golovkin. He had back injuries, and then when he tried to come back, it was something else. I forgot what it was, but I was just trying to look him up and see what he's been doing the last several years. Literally, like a couple of weeks ago, I Googled him and was trying to look for like recent images and shit. But yeah, after that, he was on the Al Heyman diet plan, you know, fighting, you know, building his way up. You know, he was a very good amateur. Jared Fletcher. To me, I covered this fight. I'm trying to figure out if this was on the old channel, unfortunately. No, I was here. Let's see if we can Google it. I think I did that video on this channel or it was on the other one. Oh, shit. Don't copyright my video. No! There we go. Jacobs versus Fletcher. Yeah, here it is. I did this video. This is how, look how far I have. Look at this old shit.
You know, I'm going to be honest, from the beginning, too, when
I did this. Times have changed, man. Times have fucking changed. But anyway, what was I doing? Then Caleb Truax. As you know, Caleb Truax is still a very relevant name right now. He's fighting Peter Quillen in the Armory April the 13th. And then Sergio Mora, where I talked to both of these guys. I was at this fight. Sergio Mora was like, yeah, I'm going to knock him out. And I was like, what, Sergio Mora? You're not known to knock nobody out? And then sure enough, don't you know he go and flash knockdown not Peter Quillen, Danny Jacobs. So people were judging him off for that. Like, man, Sergio Mora knocked him down. So therefore, Golovkin going to kill him. So then once again, we move on to Peter Quillen, who was an associate, but they was building it up like they was like close friends. Then he went back down to fight Sergio Mora in a fight. I don't even know why I wasn't at. Oh, I was sick. This was not too far, about an hour's drive from me. And then went on to the big fight where people thought he was going to get slaughtered. And what happened? He went out there, and even though he lost the fight, he won the war. Like, he won the night. He became a star that night. Then signed with Matchroom, got Luis Arias. You know, these were some very good, entertaining fights, these three right here on HBO, Arias, Salusky, and I was at the Derevianchenko fight. And Derevianchenko just so happened is fighting Jack Calquet to be the mandatory again for the IBF title. Crazy. So these were very good, solid, undefeated, you know, guys that are relevant right now. Even like they're still relevant. It's just that, you know, when Danny Jacobs fought them, he was 2 levels above them in regards to star power and everything. But nonetheless, these were 3 very good fights. And now the big one again. So, you know, what? 2 years later, look, he back in the big one again. That's, you know, I'm sorry. That's great. That's great promotion. So I think that, you know, he has the power to cause, like, outside of and he has the youth behind him as well. I'm not saying he may not hit the canvas once, because he did against Sergio Mora. He did against Golovkin. On that angle, you know, he was trying to turn, and then he did against got knocked out by P-Roll. But overall, he has a very high, smart ring IQ. Now, when it comes to the day of weigh-in, right? You can't weigh no more than 10 pounds. I wonder if that's going to play into it, because remember, sometimes we hear about it, sometimes we don't. You know? Like, for example, I remember people were raising a fuss about did Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev have a day of weigh-in. But nonetheless, truth be told, I don't care for day of weigh-ins. And see, here's the thing I do, and I think for the good of the fighters, it should be implemented for all sanctioning bodies, but it's not. So therefore, I want fighters to fight they want them to weigh in, and then I want them to, you know, I understand people going to say, you know, well, he lost because he came in 20, 30 pounds over him. Nah, hey, let me not get into it because y'all going to twist my motherfucking words around. But I'm not going to the press tour. We may go, see, here's the problem I have with Golden Boy. And here's the problem I have with the whole media thing. It's like, you know, we know that we do a good job when we cover these events. And we know that now that the fight is around the corner, that we know likely our numbers are going to be, I'm going to say like they will be very, very high in regards to coverage, overall coverage of the event from a YouTuber on my level. I'm not talking about an interviewer. We're a commentating, vlogging / media channel, like a hybrid. So I don't want to, they doing RSVPs, and I don't want to go out there myself or send somebody and they say, yo, I RSVP'd and they ain't letting me in. I'm going to be enraged. I'm going to be untethered because I'm just getting sick and tired of it. So anyway, I got to send them an email before May the 4th. No, before April the 4th, one day before the fight, meaning Golden Boy, and like, you know, in Matchroom, and be like, hey, listen, like we doing our jobs over here. Like, why we get so much shit covering these media events? I'm tired of it, man. You know, obviously, no, it's going to be professional. Get out of here. I'm not going to do no shit like that. It's going to be professional. But one thing about Golden Boy is they're number one when it comes to press releases and making sure you have your media content. They give you videos and everything. Like, they number one with that shit. Golden Boy makes sure you're going to have, like, watch. It's going to be all this exclusive shit from Canelo on the channel. Exclusive shit. You know, it's going to not exclusive to me, but, you know, to media. Of Danny Jacobs. They make sure with the press conferences, they chop that shit up, edit it. That shit going to be nice. So we are going to be streaming all of them, all 3 of them, here on the channel. And once again, shout out to the DAZN. You know, I see they're stepping up with more original content. You know, they got a lot of money. They just got to get the fighters. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.